So I think this type of the notice everyone has seen. So you can see on screen and just tell me that have you seen this type of the notice? Certain they are linking the table of 9, they are interlinking the table of 9C, they are interlinking the table of GSTR 3B, GSTR 1, and they are coming to certain difference, and finally they are issuing the notice either 73 or 74. It could be ASMT 10, it could be departmental audit. Just tell me, have you seen this type of the notice for your client or for your business? Or if you are the officer, then have you issued the notice to the taxable person or registered person? Correct. So I request everyone, please tell me, have you seen this type of the, have you come across about this type of the notices anytime in the last 5 to 6 years? They are interlinking certain table. What is the interlinking? Either it is ASMT 10 or it is departmental audit under section 65 or even special audit by the chartered accountant from department point of view, from department side. This type of the interlinking is very, very common. And rather, I should say, majority these type of the interlinking are being done, not beyond that. My purpose of this course to teach, obviously, 3B, 1, 9 and 9C in detail. Table-wise discussion would happen, 3B, 1, 9, 9C, then only we can understand the interlinking. And also, at the same time, when I will complete any form, or at the same time or during the form, I will discuss the interlinking. Two type of the interlinking I will discuss. Within the form, it means if I am explaining the GSTR 3B, so what is the point which you should interlink while filing the 3B within that form? And second interlinking from one form to the another form. So I can say one is intrastate supply and one is interstate supply. One is within the form and second is from one form to the another form. That is main problem of all such notices. What is my expectation? That if you file the GST return of any client of your business, you should be aware about the future possible litigation. You should reduce your probability of error so that the chance of the notice would get also be reduced. Or if you already done the compliances, then at least see what happened on 30th September 2023. You all know that was the last date of 1780. Might be you have received n number of notice on the last date. On 30th itself, much more notices. How you will handle the notice, all such notices? You have certain more compliances. Sir, you need to file the R1, you need to file the 3B, you need to do the tax audit, etc. Multiple. So I like to explain, if you had done the compliances in the past, like now 1819 is the last date coming. So you can do the scrutiny of your client and try to compare these interlinking. And if there is any gap, you can prepare the reconciliation in advance, even without receiving the notice. So if the notice will be served to you or your client, you are well prepared that you can submit the detail within the time limit. You are not required to get any extension. Similarly, for future compliances, now you are going to file the 22-23 ka returns, correct? GSTR 9 and 9C. So while filing the 9 and 9C of the 22-23, avoid all such mistake, which I am going to explain in my course. This is simple and plain object of this particular 20-hour course. I hope everyone are clear. I hope everyone are clear. Fine. Correct. Satish, even though no suppression is seen, then my client is getting the notices under section 74. Correct. So with respect to interlinking, see, majority of the notices are based on the linking of the returns. Based on the linking of the return. So you can do this type of the, I can say the preventive health checkup. So I can say this course is nothing but the preventive health checkup of the client. And also, sometime I'm giving the training to the department also. I always try to explain the area which is of no use, but they are adding in the notice. So that, for example, you are the departmental officer. So you can reduce your time. You can identify that whether mistake is genuine or mistake is bona fide. मतलब mistake genuine mistake है या it is intentional or non-intentional mistake है. Certain table you can compare and identify the things. So let me start the class. What would be the pattern of the class? Half an hour I will teach. Meanwhile, you have any query, you have to park the query at your end. After half an hour, I will allow you to 10 minutes. You can ask any query. Whatever the query would be completed within 10 minutes, I will complete. And then again, I will start the class. Half an hour I will teach. Again, I will give you 10 minutes. At the end of the class, I will open the chat. I will try to handle all the pending queries. This would be the pattern. Half an hour, you cannot chat with me. You can't chat with me. I will only teach. You have to listen. If you have any query, you have to park your query in your, you can write or, but you cannot chat with me. Okay. So for first half an hour, I'm disabling the chat. You can't do the chatting with anybody. Now let me start. You can't speak. You can only chat. One-way communication is there. And recording would be given tomorrow to all the participants. The video of this you can see, but you cannot download. Recording would be given from Edukating side. You are sending the request for recording. Please not to send the request. Fine. So myself, Arun Chajit from Edukating. Basically, I'm the trainer of this course. We will try to understand the 4 written in detail, but we will also do the certain interlinking with other written also. We all know that section 61 is the legal provision which talks about the proper officer may scrutinize the written and related particular which is being furnished by the registered person. It can be GSTR 1, it can be GSTR 3B, it can be GSTR 2A, 2B, GSTR 7, GSTR 8. It could be e-way bill, e-invoicing, 26 AS. Whatever the particular has been furnished by the taxpayer, then to verify the correctness of the return and inform him the discrepancy. So if he will scrutinizing the return and he found any discrepancy, will inform the same in ASMT 10. Now the taxpayer will give the reply in ASMT 11, and if it is found acceptable, he will drop the proceeding. Otherwise, he will take the action. Either reply has not been given, or reply has been given, but it is not satisfactory reply. In that case, if the no satisfactory explanation is furnished within a period of 30 days, then these are the further action which the department can take. Section 65 ka audit, Section 66 audit, inspection search seizure, and TIP, tax interest or penalty determination, either under 73 or 74. Now, who is the proper officer? So they are saying that proper officer may scrutinize the return. Who is the proper officer for this section? The proper officer, according to superintendent, according to this particular circular number 3, which has assigned the section-wise proper officer allocation. So according to that circular, superintendent has been assigned the function of the proper officer of 61. Okay. So proper officer will be the superintendent. So that rule 99. So these forms ASMT 10, ASMT 11, and ASMT 12. Now let me share certain screen with you. Tax liability interlinking, and I am not explaining right now. I'm just trying to fix the outline of the course. We also will discuss how the tax payable reconciliation is being done by the or during the departmental audit. Something table 4N of GSTR 9 is linked with the table 9, column number 2 of GSTR 9. ITC interlinking and their finding table 6A, table 6I of the GSTR 9, table 8A of the GSTR 9. E-way bill related observations I have seen. So these are the basically actual observation, which I have taken from either ASMT 10 or the departmental audit. See, all are actual observations. Okay. So like outward e-way bill. So while explaining the e-way bill related observation, so how you should do the checking, like you generate the outward e-way bill report, then unfilter certain type of the category of the outward e-way bill. Like if you generated the outward e-way bill on the basis of the delivery challan, you should exclude. Similarly, we will discuss inward e-way bill reconciliations. Okay. We will also see that there would be straightforward, no question of interest, no question of, I can say, the saving if the return filing is after the due date. Can you please tell me that in this case, suppose I have the tax liability of 1 lakh and I have used the input tax credit 85,000 and I am paying the tax through cash ledger 15,000. So you all know, sorry, I was supposed to ask the question, but now I am not asking the question because chat is disabled. So in this case, interest would be on net tax cash liability. Sometime it would be on gross tax liability, from which table you can identify the interest would be applicable not on net, it would be applicable on the gross tax liability from any type of the return 13B9 or 9C. So there is a one table which normally I have seen in the notices being used because we educating have the Pan India notice. So you will find certain extract of the notice from Andhra Pradesh, certain notice from Bangalore, certain notice from Chennai, certain notices from Haryana, certain notices of Delhi, certain notices of Maharashtra. We are having the Pan India notice. So you will find the mixture of all such problems which the department are identifying while scrutinizing the returns. So they are using this table to identifying the short payment of tax. How you can identify? So basically they are using this total and this total. Apart from that, they are also comparing this with the table 4N of the GSTR 9. Also, they are doing the comparison of this with GSTR 3B table 6.1. So these are the interlinking which you should also do apart from filing. So once you will do these type of the interlinking, what happen? I can say that you have the comparatively more confidence on the respective taxpayer. Then percentage wise, which point you can trigger from this particular table 9 of the GSTR 9C. Similarly, RCM ka liability, which table to be compared? There are 3-4 tables which has to be interlinked to check whether RCM ka liability has been properly discharged or not and proper ITC has been taken or not. You all know that these new DRC01B and the DRC01C has been made available to all of us. What is that and how it can be used by the officer for departmental audit or scrutiny. This is the very common point which you all know, 1 and 3B, 2A and 2A, 2B or with the ITC taken in 3B. Now I will also explain the GSTR 2A. We will see the GSTR 2A in Excel sheet, and then I will apply multiple filters which is to be used for scrutinizing the returns, like place of the supply ka filter, which observation can be given, apply the filter of the RCM, on which table you should check, see the amount you apply RCM, and then which table you should check to identify the gap. Similarly, the registration ka cancellation ka date and invoice ka date, you should compare to each other. GSTR 1 and 3B, if 3B is no, then it is straightforward non-compliances of section 16 subsection 2 clause C. So multiple point we will discuss from the GSTR 2A. At last, we will also see some of the point, not all, some of the point from the financial statement. So while looking the financial statement, which point can create the problem? Which point you should prepare the reconciliation in advance? Might be the discount on the purchase received. You all know the financial credit note and the GST credit note. These are the one I will take that particular profit and loss account or trading account, and then I will explain what could be the possible issues that may arise while departmental audit or ASMT 10. Similarly, certain observation I have seen like doing the stock valuation. So in this is all these extract are taken from notice only. None of the extract are made only for academic purpose. No, all are practical and all are part of the ASMT 10 या departmental audit. So how they have arrived the difference by using the opening and closing stock. Okay. So these type of the points we will cover in the course. But at the same time, each and every table you must aware about the GSTR 3B, GSTR 1, GSTR 9 and 9C, then only we can do the comparison or interlinking. Okay. Last of this slide, then we will start our discussion. As per instruction number 2 of CBSE, that government are using certain software, like Advait is the biggest software, and same DG Arm. What is the DG Arm? Director General of Analytical and Risk Management. So they are using certain risk-based parameter. So Advait is giving the multiple mismatch report. All possible reports are available in Advait software, which are being issued to the commissionerate. Same DG Arm is also applying the certain risk-based parameter, and they are identifying the which file to be scrutinized, and they are sending the list of the clients or list of the taxpayer which is to be scrutinized. The list they are sending to the commissionerate. Similarly, these software you are known, e-way bill, GST, e-invoicing, these type of the software are being used to identify the gap by the officer. These all are the tools available with them. So now you can visualize the checking point on any GST number would not only the manual checking by the proper officer, there would be the some checking being done not by the proper officer, by other department like DGR. Some observation or the reports will be are being identified by the Advait, and it is only being communicated to the proper officer through commissionerate. It means now we all should be thoroughly and deeply check all these points which we will discuss, so that all the possibility may be reduced.